Hi guys, welcome to my December videos. This is Pisces Priestess, and for any of those that are new joining my channel, I want to thank you. And I also want to thank you guys for the last time I checked, there was 347 followers, and that is just so amazing to me. Now I'm aware that that's a small number. Some tarot readers have, well, I guess YouTube readers, some YouTube people, YouTubers, they have millions of followers, but I'm in my corner of the world. I'm one person. This is my story, and I can't believe that there are over 300 people who watch my videos and care about my messages, and that to me is just the best thing. I never thought that this would take off so fast, so I want to thank each and every one of you for for subscribing to my channel. It means so much to me. Your comments mean so much, guys. And here I am in December recording the videos for you now. And, part of me can't believe it. Part of me is like, it's December, So, and it is an intense month indeed. We are in Sagittarius season this month. And at the end of the month, we will be entering in Capricorn season. Now, this month is all about, I would say the first half of the month is all about communication. It's all about enlightening truth. It's all about our beliefs. It's all about our higher knowledge. And I say this because we have a third house and a ninth house opposition. Every month we have, the moon has a chance to be full in light, and it has a chance to be completely absent in light. So we call that a full moon and a new moon. The new moon is going to be happening in a few days on the 18th, and it's going to be a new moon in Sagittarius. We had the full moon already. So if you're watching this, we experienced a full moon on the December 3rd. And you guys know me, I like to cover the astrology in my intro videos, and we'll talk a little bit more about some things that apply to the individual signs in the videos. So the first thing that really happened in December was that full moon. That full moon completely changed my life. It was very enlightening. It was a very mutable moon. We always have a mutable moon before we have a cardinal moon. And that's very interesting. I am a mutable sign. The mutable signs are Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius. We're in a mutable season, okay? And it makes sense why mutable would come before cardinal, because mutable signs are all about change. It's all about adaptability. So a lot of people don't realize this, but whatever season we're in, it kind of flows with that kind of change. So when we reach a mutable signs represent the end. We start out with Aries, and then we go, that's a cardinal, and then we go to Taurus, and that's fixed. And then we move to Gemini, and that is mutable. And then there's 3. And then we start again to Cancer, and that will be a cardinal. So we've reached Sagittarius season, and that means that it's like a cycle almost that's ending. And it makes sense that it's mutable, because in order to create action, which is what a cardinal sign would be, and that would be Capricorn energy coming in, we had to initiate change. You can't apply action to something before changing, okay? You have to make the decision to change before you can, make action towards something. So that's how our universe works, and right now it's a time for change. Everybody is changing in so many different ways. You thought that was just in Scorpio season, huh? But it's definitely kicking off here in Sagittarius season. Another thing is, around this time of year, there's a lot of other changes happening as well. We come up on the winter solstice, and that's the shortest day of the year. Very, very powerful day of the year. That would be on the 21st. Some people consider it to be on the 22nd. But I would say the 21st is the winter solstice. Now, we're jumping a little bit ahead. We have a few things happening before that. So we covered the full moon in Gemini. So that was completions, and that's happening in different areas of our life, you guys. I'll talk a little bit about that in the videos here. And then we had a Mercury retrograde on the same day as the Gemini full moon. I'm sure if you watch other readers, they're talking about this as well. It's very interesting because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So for Mercury to go retrograde on the same day as a Gemini full moon, very significant. We had that. It's been retrograde for a couple weeks now, week and a half, and it will go back direct on the 22nd, okay? Then, of course, I wanted to mention on the 18th, we have a Sagittarius stellium in the sky. Okay, that's very important in different areas of our life, guys. Very important to know where Sagittarius is for us. For example, for me, a Pisces, Sagittarius is my 10th house. Okay, so that's all about career, it's all about long-term goals, things like that. So it's wise to know where Sagittarius falls in your chart and also in your personal chart. In my personal chart, Sagittarius falls in my 12th house, in my 11th house. So there's going to be a stellium there for me, and well, for us. And what a stellium is when three or more planets are coupled together in the sky. So on that day, okay, especially very, very important for Sagittarius, but very important for all of us because we're all under the same universe. We all connected to the same light. And, you know, this is going to be very, very important for us. All about our beliefs, all about higher knowledge, even travel, philosophy. So we're going to have the sun in Sagittarius on the 18th. We're going to have the moon. We're going to have Saturn. We're going to have Venus. And we're also going to have, what is that last planet? Mercury? It might be Mercury. But I know that there are 5 planets. It is Mercury. It is Mercury. Mercury is going to be in Sagittarius until... I know it moves into Capricorn, but it might not move into Capricorn this month. I'm not sure. So it will be Mercury though. I don't have here that Mercury's moving right now. So there's going to be that powerful stellium in Sagittarius. I wanted to mention that to you guys. We had Chiron go direct in Pisces. Very, very important. Moving forward with pain. Whereas before we were dealing with a lot of past pain. So now this is the chance to heal ourselves in the moment. We went back into the past for a really long time to heal past wounds, okay? That's the wounded healer, Chiron. We had Mars enter Scorpio on the 9th. We have a Saturn entering Capricorn. Okay, that is one of the most, I would say one of the most important astrological aspects this month. Okay, we all have Capricorn in a different spot in our chart, you guys, but Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is coming home, all right? I'm going to try my best to do Saturn videos. I think I'm going to schedule them in around, because I never do my videos before around the 15th. I like the month to take its course for a couple months. That way I can work with the energy. I can feel what's already happened. It comes out in my readings. We could talk about what's happening now, and then we can talk about what's gonna happen. So a past, present, and future type of thing. With that being said, I'll probably wait for Saturn to be in Capricorn for about a week. And at the same time, I have a Cap rising, so I believe I'm going to be doing a lot of meditations and just initiations with my ruling planet. So yeah, I'll probably be able to get to those Saturn videos beginning of January, I want to say. Okay, so be on the lookout for my Saturn videos. I'm going to record what I think Saturn means in astrology and what I think Saturn will be doing. We're all going to have our karma shift. Saturn rules is the lord of karma. So, you know, instead of it being in the 9th house of Sagittarius, it's going to move into Capricorn, the 10th house, but it's a different house for all of us. So after that, Saturn moves into Capricorn. I mean, it's like boom, boom, boom. 18th, we have a new moon. 19th, we have Saturn moving into Capricorn. 21st, we have a winter solstice. The sun moves into Capricorn the 21st too. On the 25th, Venus moves into Capricorn. And of course, for those of you who celebrate Christmas, that would be Christmas there. And then we have a happy numerology year. I myself, as an astrologer, I consider the new year to start on March 20th when the sun enters Aries. Yay! That will be that's when the whole universe shifts paradoxes, right? But numerology has a factor here. So instead of 2017, universal year 1, and I should do a whole video on universal year 1. Our universe has these 10-year cycles, right? And 2017 was a brand new cycle. It was a universal year 1. And I'm not hearing a lot of astrologers talking about that. So I might do my best to put out a video soon about that as well. Perhaps at the end of January when we're in a universal year 2. So, you know, we're officially initiating, and we've ended the first chapter to a new cycle, and then we'll be entering chapter 2, universal year 2. Also, I do believe next month we have an Aquarius eclipse. I did put that down here at the bottom, but I believe I will talk about that a little bit more next month. And another thing I didn't put here is around the 19th, when Saturn moves into Capricorn, we're also going to be on the cusp of prophecy, okay? Very powerful cusp. And I believe it would end on the 25th when Venus enters Capricorn. So very powerful month. That was just a little bit of my basic notes. I don't want to make this intro video too long because my videos, guys, are pretty long this month. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about the readings that what you can look forward to in my video. So this month I wanted to do a 9-card spread because Sagittarius is the 9th sign. I'm using, I guess I should have got these out before, but I'm using my Indigo Angel deck. I thought that was so beautiful. Sagittarius is such a light sign. You know, they are the mutable fire sign, very, very light sign, very, very light energy. So I'm going to be using my Indigo Angel deck to get the first 9 cards, and then of course I'll be using the original Whiter Ray Tarot. Kind of as clarifiers, but as more so as an extension, just to get a better idea of what the energies have been. I've done a few readings. Sorry guys, my voice is a little cracky, but I've done a few readings already, and they are very powerful, very, very powerful. They're a little bit longer because obviously there's 9 cards, and then I put 9 cards over that, so 9 plus 9 is 18, 8 plus 1 is 9. So I thought that was very beautiful to have some numerology playing. I like to have a theme sometimes, so I have this kind of 18 card spread this month, guys. It's a lot of cards, but it's what do you expect with this? Is kind of what these readings are becoming is kind of an overlook of the whole year. Okay, there's a lot of energy coming up, and it's because I'm a Pisces. You know, I represent the last house of the zodiac. So 12 is a very powerful number for me. You know, I didn't even really realize that, but we're in the 12th month. Spirit works in 12s a lot, and it's because 1 plus 2 is 3, and Spirit works in trinities. So this is a very powerful month numerology wise. The 12th of this month, 12/12, was a very powerful day as well. So we're really, really coming up on the end of a cycle here, guys, and December is what is the symbols behind that. It's kind of symbolic for that. So that's what I'm doing for the readings. And also I want to thank Capricorn and Sagittarius because I was looking, I wanted to start doing kind of some giveaways type of things, making my readings a little special. So I looked, I'm not sure how it is now, but I looked about the beginning of January. I looked at my videos, checked the feedback, and Capricorn had the most likes. Sagittarius had the most views. So I will be pulling an extra card for your guys' reading this month, and it's going to be from the Wisdom of the House of Knights. I figured, you know, that would be a nice, because these cards here really cover some hidden energies. It's all about the night and what's hidden. And since there's so much light going on, you know, it might be nice to know what's behind the scenes. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, thank you so much for liking my videos and for, you know, viewing my videos. It kind of worked out because this is your guys' birthday month, so happy birthday. This is my present to you. And next month we'll see who has the most views and who has the most likes, and I will do something fun with that. Also guys, I am adding sage this month to my videos. I have incense and I have sage. I think incense are a very, very powerful method of honoring the air element and honoring the fire element. Incense are air and fire, and that's exactly what we're dealing with this month, is Sagittarius, a fire sign, and air, Gemini. So I'm working with incense for everybody. That's for all the videos. I thought about maybe having that as my giveaway, like maybe some videos have an incense, but actually I'm just in need. These are very powerful energies this month, guys. I'm tapping into a lot of things behind the scenes. You know, I'm going to get some very powerful messages out here so that we could head into our new year, so we can head into 2018, I should say, with clear intent. There's been a lot that's happened this year. 2017 was an extremely enlightening year for me, and I hope it was for you guys too. Now, enlightening isn't always easy. It can be very hard to wake up to the truth and to see things that you didn't see before. So, excuse me, my throat chakra. But yeah, it can be very, very intense waking up to all these things. And I think we've come a long way. I think it's been extremely transforming, and I'm actually very proud of all of us, especially those of us who went inside, went inwards, and done the work needed. Those people, we're really going to be rewarded this month. We're really going to be rewarded next year, okay? So I do think that that's all, guys. Those are the readings I'm doing. I'm really excited to get the rest of them done. Very, very, very special, powerful messages. And other than that, you guys, we made it. It's the end of the year. I can't believe it. But I hope you have the rest of the, I don't know what time, when you guys are going to be watching this, but I hope you have the rest of the great, I always can't say that part. I hope you have, I hope the rest of your month is great. Okay, this is what I mean. There's a lot of energies. It's a lot to cover, but I'm going to do my best to just, you know, go with the flow. That's what's best for me. And, you know, maybe that would be what's best for you too, especially with all these energies going on here, okay? I do hope you enjoy your readings this month, and I hope you enjoy your holiday and your new year. And other than that, I will talk to you guys next year. See you later. Cancer. Hi. Sorry about the smoke. I've got a incense going for you. Welcome to your December reading, you guys. So this is the last month of this year, and we have a lot to cover. Now, I covered a lot in the intro video, but for you, Cancer, this month is all about your 5th house. Let me make sure that's correct. Cancer. No. This is about your 6th house, I'm sorry guys, and your 12th house. Obviously. I can't believe I forgot that. Because one of the main things that I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this month is that 12th house full moon that you had in Gemini. Gemini is your guys' 12th house on the zodiac wheel. Now, I'm a Pisces, so I love the 12th house. 12th house has everything to do with the subconscious. It's the house of dreams. It's the house of karma, some people say, past lives. It symbolizes the endings, and there's a lot of other interpretations of the 12th house. But when I think of the 12th house, I think of spirituality. I think of Pisces. Pisces is the 12th house on the wheel. So if you know any Pisces, you know that is that watery energy, and you're a water sign too, Cancer. So we're dealing here this month with 6th house, and so the 6th and the 12th house opposition, that's Virgo and Pisces on the chart. So that opposition is pretty significant. It has everything to do with your lifestyle. It has everything to do with the work and the service that you offer the world. And the 12th house has everything to do with the service you offer self, which is usually through your spiritual. Okay, it's not quite beliefs, because that is in the 9th house. We're going through, the sun is in the 9th house right now. So it's interesting for you, Cancer, that you have your beliefs and your lifestyle and your spirituality this month. So all kinds of things to do with that. So we had that full moon in your 12th house, Mercury retrograde in your 6th house, because Sagittarius is your 6th house, and we had a new moon. We're going to have a new moon in Sagittarius in your 6th house of lifestyle. So I would say that the full moon, which has already happened, was in your 12th house. So Cancer, you know, you are ruled by the moon, and I want to add here that next month you will be having a full moon. Okay, we had a full moon in Gemini. You're the next sign after that. So, you know, I'm going to move this just a little bit, probably just into a different area so it can smoke somewhere else. Cancer, next month, you're full moon. You're the full moon, and you're ruled by the moon. And it didn't dawn on me until this month that every year, well, I know that the new year is March 20th, but we also have the 2008 new year, okay? And every year in January, there's a full moon in Cancer because we're in Capricorn season. So that's very powerful. We start the numerological new year off with a new moon with a full moon in Cancer. And that's really powerful to me because you guys are ruled, and it's just so weird how the universe works. It's like that was orchestrated divinely. So I do want you to look forward to, you know, you always have a 12th house moon before you have a full moon in your 1st house. So before you have a 1st house moon, you always cover I didn't mention this, but the 12th house is definitely your subconscious, okay? The subconscious spirituality. So that there could have been changes there on December 3rd, early December, you know, and there's always 3 days before the full moon, the day of the full moon, and 3 days after. So that first week of December, it could have been, you know, you could have been going through a lot of subconscious shifts, you know, your dreams, Cancer. They could have been very intense. You could have been receiving maybe important messages through your dreams, but I would say subconscious matters. It could be anything. You know, the subconscious is not quite conscious. It's the things that we do without quite being aware of it, okay? So there was some completions and new beginnings there. Some of you could be starting a new spiritual journey. Some of you could be completing spiritual journeys, because full moons mean completions and new beginnings. So there's definitely something there brewing up with you guys, Cancer. And then on the same damn day, we had Mercury go retrograde, okay? Mercury is all about communication, and that went retrograde in your 6th house of lifestyle. So, you know, this month we could be spending a lot of time as Cancers. I'm not a Cancer, but just identifying with you. We could be going back into the past, reflecting on our lifestyle this year. I believe since this was the last retrograde of the year, that it was kind of an overshadow of the whole year. So, you know, you could be doing some thinking about your lifestyle. You could be doing some thinking about the service you offer the world in that lifestyle. So how are you living, Cancer? How are you living? You know, how are you living? How does, you know, everything, a lot of things can be incorporated in the house of lifestyle, but you know, that's for you to decide. What do you think of when you think of lifestyle? What do you think of when you think of spirituality? Because that's what it's all about for you this month. We have a lot of energy in your 6th house on the 18th. On the 18th, when the moon is new, the new moon is more so, it's not really completions and new beginnings. It's more so planting seeds for the next full moon. So I would highly suggest that on the 18th, you guys, even if you don't like to write, if you don't like to do meditations or things like that, then just take a few moments out of your day that day to initiate, because you guys are very powerful. You don't even have to write anything down. You're ruled by the moon. You're very psychic. You're very healing. You know, you guys are the kind of the priestesses. So on that day, all you'd have to do as a Cancer is literally just say, you know, universe, this is a new moon in my lifestyle house, so I just want, because what's going to happen is on the Cancer full moon, I'm not sure when that will be, guys. I'll cover that in January, but it'll probably be first week of January. Well, what you plant on the 18th this month is going to come to fruition on that Cancer full moon, especially for you guys. This is a 1st house moon for you, right? You've already done the work. You've cleared out a lot of subconscious debt and karma. So now we can move on to you in your 1st house of self. Very important day to have all this energy in your 12th house, okay? Very psychic. I'm not sure what you're going to decide to do with that day, but it's up to you, Cancer. Now, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is Pluto opposite your sign, okay? I talked a little bit about this last month. I don't think a lot of people are giving Cancer credit. A lot of you guys are going through psychic attacks. A lot of you guys are losing sleep at night. A lot of you guys are really, really going through some mental anxieties. And for some Cancers, maybe not. For some Cancers, maybe you're dealing with it. You might have Virgo energy or some type of grounded energy to where, you know, it's not as easy for these entities to attack you. But other Cancers who have heavy water energy or maybe heavy Cancer energy, they're experiencing Pluto in Capricorn. And Capricorn is your opposite sign. Pluto is the ruler of hell, all right? I'm not even going to bullshit you there. It's the ruler of death. It's the ruler of the underworld, you know? So that's very, you know, ominous energies, I want to say. Not necessarily evil or dark, but it is rather mysterious. And I just want to, you know, shout you guys out. If you've been going through any darkness like that, just know it's Pluto opposite your sun. And when things oppose you, it could be even harder than it being in your own sign. Speaking of things opposing you, we are going to have Saturn entering Capricorn. Now, if you don't understand what that means, you can talk to any Gemini that you know and ask how life's been for them for the last 4 years. Now, I don't want to scare you guys or project negative energy at you, because I wish you all the best. I think that you guys are good with working with energy. You guys do a certain thing with emotions to where, I know people call you guys over emotional, but I just think you harbor a lot of emotions, and that's why you're the most, like, you're so psychic, because you sit on your emotions, and when you snap, you know, and those emotions come out. But for the most part, Cancer you're like, I just picture an emotional monk, you know, and you're just sitting there and you feel all the, like, it's just so admirable. You know, I'm a Pisces, and as soon as I feel something, I just gotta get it out. You know, I'm just crying, or I'm exploding, or I'm just freaking out. You know, I become my emotions so much more quickly than Cancer. So yeah, guys, I think you'll do fine with it. But yeah, shout out or hit up any Gemini ask them a little bit, even if they're not astrologists, just say, hey dude, what have you been through for the last 4 years, you know? Because Saturn is all about restrictions. Saturn is all about rules and authority. Saturn is that military father, okay? And I'm going to do a whole different video, but for you, Cancer, honestly, on a lighter note, that Saturn's going to be in your 7th house. So anybody you meet for the next 4 years, it's on a karmic level. Any relationships, any new relationships or old relationships that you rekindle, I would say that with Saturn in your 7th house, it has a lot to do with karma. So karmic partnerships can be pretty tough, but at least you know that this person is from a past life and they're important and they're supposed to be in your life. So on the 19th, we do have Saturn entering your 7th house. Don't worry, Cancer, we'll talk more about that next month. Now, other than that, definitely look out for that full moon next month for you. I almost said next year, and that would have been true too, because it is next year. And other than that, I covered everything else in the intro video. So I'm going to put this on the ground so that we have some room here. And I'm going to move the camera in just a little bit so that you can see. I don't know why I didn't get these cards out before. I'm not sure what I'm thinking. But here's the card, the Indigo Angel deck, and then I'm going to use the other card. So here we go, Cancer. I'm going to move the camera so that you can see your reading, okay? And that looks good to me. We might move it a little bit more in a minute. All right, Cancer. Let's shuffle this and talk for just a little bit longer, just so we can get your energies. I did clear the space before I started recording for you. Whoa. What was that? You are special. Yes, you are, Cancer. Alright, so this is for Cancer. I do call upon Cancer energy in the universe so that we can give them a reading. Ooh. Mother Mary. She's been coming out for a lot of people. So this didn't fall out, but I was curious. It kind of slid on my hand right there. So this is the Queen of all angels showing herself to you guys, Cancer. That's a very nurturing, and you guys are very nurturing too. That came out for the Taurus reading. So that was a very nurturing energy. Angels already telling you that you're special, coming out with nurturing love. So let's really focus here. Spirit, this reading is for Cancer. This is for December 2017. Please hear us, Spirit. Hear the messages, or deliver us the right messages here. I think the moon is in Scorpio, guys. So there's a lot of mysterious energies. Release and relax. So your first card out. This is for Cancer, December 2017. Cancer, 2017, December. We have trust coming out. Cancer. What can we talk to Cancer about, Spirit? Physical outlet. Okay. Cancer. Send love, divine purpose. You already know. Of course you already know, Cancer. Y'all so psychic. Oh, y'all get so psychic, Cancer. So, pretty powerful messages here. Alright, what else do we have for Cancer? You are safe. You know, Gemini got this card in the same area. 2 more cards for Cancer, please. Preferably one at a time, if you can, Spirit. Cancer messages, December 2017. Whoa. Look who came out again. Braylon, you shouldn't have put that back. The Mother Mary said, hey, I'm coming out for Cancer. I want to come out for the Cancer reading. Ooh, that one almost came out too. Last card is self-care. Alright, that's coming up for a few signs. And then, of course, as I was mentioning when we first started talking, that 12th house moon, it's important to pay attention to your dreams this month, Cancer. You guys are going through a 12th house initiation. So the underlying energy for those cards is the dream card. Oh, wow. And then you want to ask for a sign in your dream as well, okay? Because we have ask for a sign. And it's so interesting that ask for a sign is a kind of a moon card, all right? So you guys are going to be getting, we're going to go over that towards the end of the reading there. Let me move this up just a little bit and sideways. All right, that should be good. Now we're going to get the traditional tarot. This is for Cancer. This is the Cancer reading. Whoa. This is the Cancer reading. I did just see the Ace of Cups for you guys. Alright, so we're going to get 9 more cards, and then we're going to get started with interpreting your reading. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands on release and relax. Alright, Cancer, 2017, December reading, Pisces Priestess channel. Let's get a reading for the Cancers that watch my videos. Speaking of that, guys, I don't have very many Cancer viewers. What's up with that? I hope some of you are drawn to watch my videos this month. I love you guys. I gotta have all my water signs watching my videos at least, right? Alright, let's focus here. Let's get cards here to lay on top. Spirit, we have trust and physical outlet. So the next card comes out, I'm gonna lay over the trust card. So what could we match? What energy could we match with that for Cancer? What is this trust card about here? What can we say more about that? One card, please, for Cancer, 2017, December. Whoops, almost said January. December. Ooh, second chances, Judgment card coming out. Would it flip right back over, guys? So the cards are almost ready. The World and the King of Cups. Ooh. The Ace of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Now, those look like a lot of cards there. Let's see. You already know. You are safe. Injustice. Let's see here. Ooh, the Virgo card trying to come out for you, Cancer. Could be spending some time in isolation or with your solitude, or you could just be going inwards, self-reflecting. That's what the Hermit card means. And you guys are the Hermit crabs. So I like when that comes out. You already know. There's a spiritual journey that you already know about. We have the Eight of Cups coming out. And what about You Are Safe, Spirit? This is the card for You Are Safe. And then we need one for Mother Mary. And we need one for self-care. Now, it's interesting at the bottom here, we have Mother Mary and You Are Safe. Because those are I'm sorry, self-care and Mother Mary, and You Are Safe is here. So you are safe with the Mother Mary, but at the same time, it's like weird because Mother Mary is all about nurturing. So there could be some nurturing that you guys need to do to yourself. You guys are probably always giving to other people, right? Healing other people, but what about your own self? No, I don't know. That could have been meant to be. But, okay, let's see here. Just trust my intuition, Cancer. We're going to get the last 3 cards for you, and then we're going to get going on your reading. But they got to be right. They got to be what Spirit wanted. right, King of Swords. So we got the King of Cups and the King of Swords. So there's some communication going on with the emotions. Ooh, Judgment. Woo! Woo! For that to come out on the Mother Mary card. Woo! Ooh wee. I feel that's around the 25th. Ooh, yes. And we have the Sun card. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Hierophant, okay? So that is the Taurus card. Some of you could be working with a Taurus or something like that. So we're going to put these cards right over here. And we'll get to those at a later date. Alright, so let's start your reading, Cancer. Now, the first card out, we have Release and Relax. So this is an interesting card to come out right in the beginning, and it's kind of like the first message. And this is reminding me of the beginning of December, okay? We are into December a couple weeks, but the first row of the cards, I would say this is the first week of December. And this is a very, very strong need to relax and release. Now, I remember reading up on this card before, and this is almost like just surrender in a way. You know, you really want to make sure that you're relaxing and that you're releasing, because there's a lot of intense energies going on right now, Cancer, and a lot of cards in this deck talk about being very sensitive to negative energy. And I know as Cancers, a lot of you guys are very strong emotional empaths. So with all this holiday hooey going on, everybody handles this kind of chaos in a different way. I hate going out into the stores around this time because everyone's just in a certain mode of their self that I just don't typically enjoy. I don't even typically going out on a regular Saturday night. So I don't like going out around any kind of holidays because people just get kind of cray-cray. So there's a need here for you to relax and for you to release. And this is more so the first week of December, so I feel like around that full moon, there was a lot of releasing going on subconsciously. And I think your subconscious need to relax a little bit. There could be a lot of overthinking, a lot of mental anxiety. I was mentioning in the beginning of the video that Cancer goes through a lot of psychic attacks. So this could be very well what this is talking about. So anything, Cancer, that is in your life that's heavy for you, this is like releasing heavy burdens and relaxing. Okay, very straight to the point message. She's kind of by a window, looking out at a night sky, and it looks as if she's just taking a break for a minute, you know? Cancer, you're always doing something, whether it's psychically or spiritually, mentally or physically. You guys are a cardinal sign. So you're all about action, action, action. And as a water sign, I can only imagine the toll that that takes on your emotions. And we have that being validated with the Knight of Wands. So this is a very quick energy, right? So it's interesting that Spirit would show me an opposition like this. A very, very quick energy. This is someone who's very passionate. And of course they have passionate armor on, because that's you, Cancer. You know, this is a fire sign energy. Some of you may be dealing with really quick fire sign energies. I mean, this is Sagittarius season. So for some of you, this means Sagittarius season. So at the beginning of this season, at the beginning of December, there was a lot of passion, a lot of energy charged through very quickly. And, you know, for you, Cancer, it's very important that you're relaxing and releasing some of that energy around I hope that that's what you were doing. And energy is fluid, so this message even applies to whenever you're watching this. If you're dealing with a very quick, fiery energy, or, you know, someone who's charging forward very quickly, then you might want to balance that with relaxing. So as much as you charge forward, as much as you're protecting yourself, as much as you're, you know, because I see a lot of passion here, and I'm even hearing from Spirit that you want to release that passion into the universe too. Okay, so there's some releasing here. This is a very balanced energy. It's a protecting energy. It's a vulnerable energy. It's a go, go, go energy. It's a release and relax energy. So there's some releasing going on here with built up passion. There's some releasing going on here with passionate protection. Okay, I see this as passionate protection. And the Spirit is asking you to release and relax. So any fiery energies that you might feel, any go, go, go energies, it may benefit you sometime in December to kind of Take some time out. Just make sure you're balancing that out with relaxing and releasing. And I think that was just a message there for you, Cancer, in the beginning. Some of you may need to be told to slow down just a little bit. Now, we have trust coming up, okay? Trust your own light, Cancer. Do you see how he's holding his own light there? And you want to know something? I do believe, I don't know if this is the moon in his hand, but it really does look like it to me. Oops. It looks like the moon to me. And it is the moon to me in this reading, okay? Now, for some of you, it is your inner light, which is what the moon symbolizes anyways. So you really want to trust your inner guidance right now, Cancer. That's why you're being asked to release and relax, because you have an intuition that's on point, okay? You guys have an inner knowing, an inner light that is just beyond this world. And especially because you had a 12th house moon, okay? That is really, really going to change some things about you guys on a subconscious level. Sometimes we're not even aware of some of the things that we're subconsciously holding on to. So that might be why release and relax came up first as well. I'm seeing that a lot of you have a lot to release. And you can release that on any full moon. You guys are ruled by the moon, so you can release that. And it's interesting that he's holding on really tightly to this light, you know. It may even benefit you to relax and release that a little bit. Release your inner feelings, release your inner emotions, and just relax so that you're experiencing more calm, you know what I mean? So that you can relax a little bit more with these energies. I just feel a lot going on with you. This reading is pretty, it's a lot, okay? So I can only imagine what it's like actually living this out, right? So you have the moon in your hand here because the moon is going to be full in your sign next month. And this card is coming out with the moon. I mean, the world, sorry. So for some of you, I'm seeing that you should trust the world. Trust your celebration. And it's so interesting here. This is coming out, the world is not only the world card, I mean. The world is not only a celebration card, but it's kind of a good luck card. It's kind of a good fortune card. It's almost a cycle completing. You see how there's a circle around this person. So trust the cycles that are completing for you, Cancer. Trust the new beginnings and endings that you experience this month, because it's coming out in your reading very strongly. And if you're feeling vulnerable, I did see here that you were in armor, right? And you're protecting yourself, and at least you're protecting yourself in a passionate way with the fire. And you might even need to release a little bit of that protection. And I see that you guys do, because now you're being shown here naked. And something I've been thinking about lately is, for me personally, the world card reminds me of the womb. It looks very similar to a child in the womb. So I'm not sure if some of you are pregnant or wanting to get pregnant, but there's something there with trusting that as well. So some of you might need to hear, trust that your birth is going to be okay. Trust that your baby is going to be okay. Trust that you're going to get pregnant when the time is right. And for others of you who are, especially if you're a man listening, because there is a man here. So this is a very masculine message as well. It's the masculine Cancers also need to make sure that you're holding on to your inner light, that you're holding on to your inner femininity. And what that means is that the moon is a feminine character, right? The moon is opposite the sun, which is the masculine. And it's so interesting that this is reaching out to me. I see that there's a woman here in the world. Well, it's kind of hard to tell in tarot, but I'm going to say that that's a woman. Well, obviously, Braylon, look at those big boobs right there. Okay, obviously a woman. And this is obviously a man. So this is masculine and feminine energies right here. And I'm seeing that the feminine energies with Cancer are almost captivated. Maybe that's the part of you that you're protecting. Now, when I say feminine energy, okay, a lot of people aren't aware of what that really means. We all have masculine and feminine energies, right? Now, to be in a water sign, I feel like the male water signs sometimes struggle a little bit with emotion because it's looked at as weak. We've been conditioned in this society to think that it's weak to show emotion, it's weak to show vulnerability. But for you, Cancer, it's the exact opposite. This guy does not look weak and vulnerable to me. He looks like he's powerful AF and like he's not somebody to fuck with. So just briefly here, there is a message here for the masculine Cancers, and this could be for women too. There could be some very masculine female Cancers listening. So if this message applies to you, then it's still for you. Some of you are well, hopefully you're celebrating your feminine energy. Some of you could be celebrating your emotion, but I do see here Spirit is showing me that the female is captivated in something. She's all enclosed, whereas the masculine is almost touching that light in a foreign way, like, what is this? And that light in his hand, it symbolizes your inner emotion. I think it's the moon. In this reading, you're holding the moon in your hands, Cancer. So the moon is all about your inner emotions. It's all about your feminine side. It's your mother in some cases. So some of you, this is a Cancer who's going to be a dad, and he's actually holding the mother of his child, you know, very closely to his heart. And then it's interesting that I see that there could be something here going on with a womb. Some of you may be pregnant or something like that. So there's a lot of different messages here, but the main one that I'm hearing is that the masculines need to really get back in touch with their emotion and really hold that inner knowing. You're ruled by the moon too, male Cancers, okay? And you're not, it's okay to be vulnerable, all right? It's okay, because this is a celebration, and this is the world, right? The world is in a very vulnerable state right now. And what we need is more people to get in touch with who they are and with what their emotions are, so that we're not walking around as these robots that just act like they don't have any feelings, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, Cancer, but it can get very easy to do that when you are an empath and you can feel that if you show your emotions in this situation, it may make you look weak or vulnerable. But just know that Spirit is saying to some of you Cancers out there that are men, that it's okay. It's okay to make yourself vulnerable. It's okay to hold your inner light. It's okay to get back in touch with your inner emotions. It's okay, Cancer. I really like that message. For others of you, this is trusting in the world, trusting in divine timing. We did have divine purpose come up right underneath the world and trust. So you want to trust your divine purpose, and you want to trust in your own inner world. That's what the message is. I finally heard it from Spirit. I needed a little bit of help there. This is the inner world. This is you, Cancer, and with your magical wands there, you see, and you're protected by the four corners of the universe, okay? There could be some energies around you. Some of you could have a Taurus around you, or a Scorpio around you, or a Leo, or an Aquarius, because those are the people depicted on this card. So I'm not sure if some of you are in relationships with those signs, but other than that, these are the fixed corners of the universe, and there's archangels here. Every corner is symbolized by an archangel. So you are protected by the archangels this month. You're very protected. There's a celebration going around Cancer right now. There's plenty around you. So the Spirit is telling me to remind you to look around you, Cancer. There's plenty to celebrate. You're surrounded by celebration right now, and I think that's why this is a very important time for you to get in touch with your inner emotions again. And that's exactly what this man is doing here. He's very much tapping into those inner female emotions, and it's going to make you more of an empath. It's going to make you feel more, especially as a water sign, it's never good to hold an emotion as a water sign, because we are emotions. Water symbolizes emotions, and I see a lot of emotion in your reading, Cancer. And I'm not going to just talk about the men. This is females too. Some of you females, you're not off the hook. Some of you are protecting yourself. Maybe you were hurt. I did see the Three of Swords try to come out for you guys. So some of you could be healing. I do see this as a time of healing for Cancer, especially because you're getting ready to, the sun's going to be opposite your sign, and that could be kind of cold feeling. It could be kind of vulnerable feeling, but you guys are getting ready for that moon. You guys are really getting ready for that moon. So you just want to trust that everything that happens between then is going to be in your divine purpose. It's divine timing. And you really want to grab a hold of those inner emotions and that inner light. And other than that, trust your emotions, trust your feelings, trust your vulnerability, trust the world, trust what surrounds you. There's a lot coming up here with trust. And we'll figure out what more that means as we go on with the reading. Now, speaking of emotions, we have you showing up, Cancer. Now, even if you're a female, even though there's a lot of messages here for masculine, honestly, I see a lot of masculine cards. So I really hope a lot of masculine characters watch my videos. And it's just interesting here real quick. I see here that there's a woman who's releasing and relaxing. So the women Cancers could be releasing and relaxing right now. And we see the men here who are charging forward with passion. They're kind of quicker than the feminine right now. They're more protected than the feminine right now. And there's a masculine and a feminine character here. And then there's a masculine and a feminine character here. And instead of protecting their self, now the masculine is really, so in the beginning of December, that full moon in your subconscious house, it could have made you guys a little bit more in touch with your inner emotions. Now I need to plug my computer in so that so the computer doesn't die. So some of you guys might need to recharge. That's interesting that might have happened. So as I was saying, the feminine here look pretty vulnerable, probably because of what they released and probably because they're relaxing. And then you've let down your guard a little bit, masculine, and you're really touching that. I think that moon really helped all Cancers get in touch with some of their subconscious emotions. So there was a male and female and a male and female, and then we have another male and female, okay? Now, I do believe this King of Cups is symbolic for all Cancers. I don't think this is just the men. So please don't take my words super cutty edgy. I'm not the King of Swords here, you know. Just seeing the messages that I see. So this is a masculine energy, but you know, since it's coming right up after trusting, maybe some of you trusted your emotions more in the beginning of the month. And now you're standing in emotional integrity, all right? The King of Cups is someone who's very nurturing. He's very emotional. He has emotional clarity. He's not somebody who's going to bicker with somebody or argue because he's so sound. You know, if you just want to look at how calm he is, he has this cup. And I love the fact that he wears a fish necklace. And you see this fish here jumping in the background, right? So there are fish here representing inner knowledge and emotional knowledge. He has emotional intelligence and emotional integrity. So he keeps his emotions in balance. And this is a card that is good for any water sign. This is a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces energy, but this is your energy and your reading showing up. And what I'm being led to see here is that this is someone who wears their emotions on their sleeve. Well, the King of Cups does. So if you're not doing that, Cancer, you're being led to do that because the King of Cups doesn't mind. Like the King of Swords might make fun of him. You know what I mean? These are two kings here, but this is at the bottom of your reading. In the beginning of the month, you know, you do look a little bit on guard, as the King of Cups does, but he has a magical wand, and in the other hand, he has a cup, and that cup symbolizes his emotions. And then he has that necklace, right? And he wears his emotions proudly. So there's something here with wearing your emotions proudly, Cancer, men and women. Now the main message here is coming out, and I guess we should have talked about that card first, but there's a need for an emotional outlet. Okay, with all this releasing going on, and with all this full moon in your 12th house, because this is still the first week of December that we're talking about, but also time is fluid, so this could be right now too for some of you. I'm not sure, but there's a need in December for you to have an emotional outlet. It's very, very important. There's a lot of emotion here, Cancer, and there's a lot on your back. I see that you are right in the middle of your reading. We have the Ten of Wands, so some of you are burdened with something. And we're going to get to that in just a little bit. But in the first week of December, I'm seeing that there was a very strong need. And actually, not even the first week, and all year long, and all month long, even maybe a little bit into next month, you need to have a physical outlet for emotion. So let's talk a little bit about what could be some good outlets for physical emotion. What could be some good physical outlets? So physical outlet means an outlet that is real, right? Like, honestly, a physical outlet for my emotion is tarot. These are physical cards. It's a physical thing that I'm doing. I physically sit down for hours and talk spiritually to the signs. So that's a physical outlet. And let me tell you, all the water signs need a physical outlet for their emotions. So I'm really glad that your energy came out like this, Cancer, because you're being honest with me. And the universe is being honest with Cancer energy, saying that, hell yeah, they need a physical outlet right now for their emotions. There's a lot of emotions that are pent up. The moon symbolizes your inner emotions. And it's those inner emotions that need to become outer. Okay, so before that full moon in your sign next month, make sure that you've really found some sort of physical outlet. And what do we see this lady here doing? She's dancing. So some of you may be dancers. Some of you may really like to dance. And that is a beautiful physical outlet for emotion. Dance is very passionate. It's a very emotional thing. We did this in African American cultures, and we did this in Indian cultures. We would have dance battles and things like that instead of war. So dancing is a beautiful way, you know, not just ballet, but I'm thinking that in my head I see like figure skaters and even hip hop dancers and belly dancers and Egyptian dancers, like all of that. It's interesting that you feel a different emotion with all those different types of dance. So that's coming up real strongly. I see that there's some type of dance going on here with the masculine and feminine as well. And there needs to be a physical outlet. The feminine needs a physical outlet. But I'm seeing that the masculine needs an even greater physical outlet as well, because they're the masculine and they're the ones that are touching that moon for the first time in a long time, right? Going back to this card here. So there's that inner light and that inner emotion that the moon, you guys are ruled by the moon, Cancer. Though that emotion is always there. But it's about transferring that emotion, releasing that emotion onto something or through something, so that you feel so, it's like a form of meditation. You feel so much better. You have so much more emotional control. So also the King of Cups is speaking to me right now, and he says, Braylon, as the King of Cups, I always make sure I have a physical outlet. You know, I don't always sit on this throne. I have physical outlets. So some of you, there could be poetry or writing or singing or boxing or exercise or anything. Some of you, it's work. Some of you, your physical outlet is work. But there's a lot, I feel a lot of energy. Like, I feel like after your video, just because I've kind of touched, I feel your energy. I feel like squeezing my hands together a lot. And even that right there, like, that just helped me, like, squeezing my hands together. Because there's a lot of pent up emotion. And it might have something to do with Mars. Mars is in Scorpio, so the water signs could be feeling a little bit more aggressive right now. I'm not sure. I think Scorpio would be your 5th house. So, you know, you could be playing around a little bit with the more aggressive emotions, because emotion is everything. Sadness, happiness, you know, anxiety, stress, all that is emotion. So whatever you might be feeling, Cancer, this message is pretty straightforward. It's just important, so I'm kind of reiterating it. Physical outlet for your emotion. Very important for December, okay? And we'll come back to that a little bit. I'm also seeing here that you want to, you're living in an emotional world as well. That the King of Cups and the world are right by each other. So Cancer lives in a very emotional world. They're surrounded by emotional energies, and I'm really feeling empath. So if you're an empath, there's a lot of messages coming out for you. Now, moving on to kind of the second week of December, but like I said, energy is fluid, so this could all intertwine. It depends on your life and where your energies are at. So we have the Ace of Cups, and that card came out with the angel card, Send Love. So I'm seeing here that there's a few different ways to interpret this. The first message I get is that Cancer is in dire need of love. Okay, there's a lot of releasing and relaxing going on, and some of you might even, trust might be coming up, because some of you might not be trusting your emotions or trusting your intuition, but I hope most of you are. And if you're not, please take this message from Spirit that you should definitely be trusting your intuition around this time and forever. You always want to trust your intuition, Cancer. You're a water sign. Some of you need love. And if you are a Cancer that's feeling a little low or feeling a little lonely or like no one loves you, if your heart chakra is feeling a little bit cold and empty, I just want to be the one to send you energy right now. I want to send you guys love. And please accept that with open arms, because from water sign to water, this is a Pisces sending you love from the 12th house. And that's very, very powerful. I feel a powerful energy right now as you guys are listening to this, because you guys had a 12th house completion just a few weeks ago. So anything that may have been taken from you, any energy that you may have released or lost, okay, because the release and relax card, you know, that's a lot of outward energy. You were projecting a lot of energy outward. You could have even been projecting healing out to the world, because us water signs like to do that. We'll just be walking in a store and we just bless people. Like, we'll just see someone who looks sad or who we can see their demons. So we just literally, and we get psychically attacked for that. But there are a lot of water signs out there that are very, very beautiful, and you know, I could just be looking out my window and see a person and just project healing vibes to them. Like, I want that person to be blessed. May they have a beautiful day. So if you're a Cancer who does that, that's coming up for you. Because this is either you needing love. So some of you need love, and I want you to be the ones that receive it from me and from anyone. anyone who may be healing you right now or sending you love, please be open to that, Cancer. I know that you're so used to being the healer, and you're so used to being the one who sends out love, and you don't have that in return, some of you. So this either means that you're the one who needs love sent to, or that you are a person who sends love out into the world very often. So that's very beautiful, and it's coming out like send love, and it's coming out with all this water, with the Ace of Cups. Now, this is also new love. The Ace of Cups symbolizes new love. And I'm seeing this in a lot of different ways. So some of you in the second week, and we're kind of in the second week right now. I'm recording this on the 14th. So I'm going to get these videos uploaded tomorrow, I hope, if everything goes well. Please, Mercury, please allow me to upload my videos tomorrow, friend. We do have Mercury retrograde. So I'm seeing that this is emotional love. Cancer needs emotional replenishment, because this Ace of Cups is kind of just raining down on this person who sends love. And what I'm seeing here is this person send love. She has rocks in her hand. So these could have been rocks that have been thrown at you. I'm really picking up on this intuitively if I just channel this message here. And I think that you guys are the soft angel. Okay, you guys are the King of Cups, the soft, emotional person. And you've gathered up all these stones that were thrown at you, right? Thou shalt cast no first stone, or whatever that Bible verse is. So stones have been cast, and these stones are symbolic for mean words. They're symbolic for hurtful words. They're symbolic for any harsh energies. And you know, as an empath, if someone said, shut up, dumb, you know, like if someone was just really mean to you, and I don't even really want to project that in your reading. So just think of anything mean. Think of an argument that you got in with somebody. And to a Cancer, words are stones, right? I know they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. So some of you may have needed to hear that. These words that were thrown at you, only you can allow them to hurt you. You know, it's all about the way that you see it, Cancer. So if some of you were dealing with some harsh energies on the second week of December, gather up the stones that were thrown at you and heal them. Because this is healing. The Ace of Cups is healing. And it's the ebb and flow of always healing. This is cup runneth over. This is the overfloweth of energies. You know what I mean? And this also is a card of new love, you know. So some of you, the universe is actually sending you a new love. They're sending you, maybe some of you have been with harsher energies who weren't emotionally there for you, and you felt alone emotionally. Or maybe some of you were just single and you didn't have someone to emotionally share yourself with. And I know some of you Cancers don't want that to be a problem, but you guys are a very emotional people. And when you're very emotional, it's like you're just that almost goes hand in hand with romance and with love. Okay, love is a very emotional thing. So the universe is sending you love, and it's sending you this cup filled with love. Another thing about the Ace of Cups is it talks about a person who was in emotional hiding for a long time. Okay, it talks about a person who was in emotional hiding. Now, no wonder before this card, you're looking at a physical outlet for your emotion, right? So you needed that physical outlet. And for some of you, the physical outlet is a relationship. And I hope that is a good thing. Now, what I was saying is that this is someone who was emotional protected. This is someone who was very hesitant with their emotions for, I mean, months. A long time. And after a long period of time of hiding their emotions, you are the crab, Cancer. So you do try to hide that gushy side of you with this shell, right? You're very protecting. You like to protect others. And I believe that you protect yourself in that same way. So I believe that come the second week of December, the fact that you released on that full moon subconsciously, there's a lot of emotion returning to you. And that healing that you sent out on that full moon in Gemini is returning. And it's like you released it, and now it's coming back like a boomerang. So some of you, this is new love. Some of you, this is emotion. For some of you, this is an emotion after a long period of not really being in touch. But I'm telling you, not only just the masculines, but I see Cancer really getting back in touch with their emotions. Like, I don't know when this time period happened, but even for me as a water sign, a lot of 2017 was spent with me acting like, well, it wasn't that I was acting, it's just I just wasn't in touch with my emotions. But there's some pure emotions returning here, and your emotions are going to take flight. And you're being asked to drink from this healing cup. So for any of you that are hurt or heartbroken or lonely, There's a healing vibes that are on the way to you right now, as probably when the moon's in Scorpio right now. But as I was saying, this year, you know, I think a lot of the water signs were, for some reason, the universe asked us to, you know, I don't really know what, I don't think it was a positive thing. I mean, I learned a lot from that period of time, but it caused me so much inner buildup. I didn't cry for months, and I was just this careless character, you know. I was so masculine. I was really in touch with my masculine side. And, you know, in the universe, the masculine side, they don't cry much. And there's a lot of reasons for that. You know, it's more so the feminine energies that cry. And it's because in order to be in touch with your emotions, you have to go inward. Now, masculines are more outer, right? Feminines, they're more intuitive, right? They're more emotional. They're more psychic. It's kind of, it has to do with the chakras. The first four chakras are the first three chakras are the more grounded, and then the rest of the half, like if a body was cut in half, the upper chakras are the feminine control those, and it's all about psychic and empathy and nurturing. You know, women have that kind of that sense, but the secret is that masculine and feminine intertwine, and women can be just as masculine and masculine can be just as feminine. So men can cry and women can work and everything else as well. So speaking of masculine energy, this is a good depiction for that. The work, you know, the burden, everything like that, but also feminine. All I know is I see Cancer, and do you hear the plane? So I'm not sure what that might mean for your reading, but ooh wait, there's actually two. I'm looking out my window and I see two. That means, well, we need to send out some healing vibes, guys, because I'm pretty sure that means someone's being airlifted to a hospital. I mean, those copters were pretty low to the ground. That's why I was pretty loud. My window's open just a crack as well because I'm hot. But yeah, we need to send out healing vibes. And other than that, I just see that as kind of something taking off for you, Cancer. I don't know what exactly I was talking about when the planes were heard, but whatever it was, maybe it's the healing. Maybe healing is really going to take off and launch for you guys. So we have divine purpose coming up. This came up for Gemini as well, and Aries, I believe. So there is a divine purpose that we're all thinking about right now. It's kind of making its way into the readings, and I believe that's because we're approaching the end of the year and we can reflect, you know what I mean? Now this card is very interesting because we see this lady kneeling. Now for you, Cancer, I just believe this is deep thought about your divine purpose. But you know, it is coming out with the Ten of Wands, okay? And it's interesting that we have these fire energies in your reading. Now, this is a burdened feeling. Some of you could be feeling a little bit overburdened to the point where you're not really focusing on your divine purpose. I see a lot of different messages here. Some of you are too busy working, and there's not as much awareness of your divine purpose. Okay, now this is coming up right in the middle of your reading. So it is very, very important that you are focusing on your divine purpose and that you're not letting burdens in your life distract you from your divine purpose, because there's a beautiful rainbow here. All right, and it's funny that we were talking about chakras because the rainbow symbolizes chakra. This is all the colors in the universe. All right, and it symbolizes, rainbows are just harmony. You know, it's after the rain. Rainbows come after the rain. And that's so interesting that Spirit just told me that, because we kind of have the rain here. Whoa. And then it just turned upside down. Okay, so there's something there with that. But either way, this is a good card, reversed or not. So it's interesting that you do see the little raindrops there. And it's so weird. There's 5 different streams of water. So it's interesting that I was talking about the chakras, because I remember saying that this is symbolic for the emotional chakras. So there's some clearing and cleansing of the chakras that need to take place as well, Cancer. And that usually happens when we've had a lot of emotional buildup. We definitely need to reground ourselves and realign who we are as people with our divine purpose. So after the rain, there will be a rainbow. Okay, this year could have been very emotional for some of you. You know, this year could have been really harsh, especially for how empathic and how much you can feel the vibrations of everyone in the world, Cancer. So I'm seeing here that after the tears, right, because this lady looks like she's finishing crying, or that she's in deep thought, or maybe feeling a little bit anxiety or sadness. She could just be kneeling down in surrender. She could be kneeling down in exhaustion from everything that she's been doing this year. Because I see that you guys are, like, the Ten of Wands, that's overwork. Like, that's overburden. It's a very heavy burden as well. Some of you, this might have to do with your divine purpose. Like, I know as Cancers, you guys are called to do some pretty heavy stuff right now. So I feel like this is everyone's emotions that you hold on to. This is pulling everybody's weight emotionally and psychically, you know. And you're kneeling down now. It's like you've dropped those wands, and you're just, I'm hoping that most of you are ready to just make sure you're carrying this weight for your divine purpose. You know, make sure you're not, you know, holding on to heavy burdens. That's why release and relax came up in your reading, right? Because you needed to release and relax in the first row of the reading, because there's a lot of heaviness that goes on. Okay, so let me just see here if there's anything else that I get. She is wearing a purple dress, so you want to follow your intuition, because purple is the third eye chakra, and she's wearing that. So and it's so interesting because this lady is also, this is right above this, the world and divine purpose. Okay, so Cancer, your divine purpose is coming up a lot in this reading, and you have a divine purpose in this world, and you really want to trust that, is what I'm hearing. You want to trust your divine purpose, and your intuition is going to let you know what your divine purpose is. But you are really, really covered here by a purple color. These cards were right above each other, so they do relate to each other. And I'm seeing here that purple dress and that purple ribbon, so you're covering yourself with the third eye chakra, and you are covering yourself with the intuition needed. Okay, so that's very beautiful that Spirit just showed me that, and that card goes right up here. So you want to trust your intuition, you want to trust your divine purpose, and you know, there's something here with that. You guys are going to have to help me out with this. There's something here with this burden, okay? Maybe you guys, in another way to see this is what Spirit just showed me, is that these are wands, okay? This is Sagittarius season. And remember, this is all about your lifestyle. This is all about your beliefs. This is all about your 12th house spirituality, okay? So we want to relate all that information to this. So, you know, your subconscious could be pretty full, but I'm seeing that you have a lot of passion. That's why you were being seen here as charging forward with your passion. Right in the beginning of your reading, you're the Knight of Wands. So that this fire energy has, you know, water signs, we can become anything. And I've been really fiery too this Sagittarius season. So for this to be a 10, you know, you guys could just be really, really have an overabundance of passion. And you want to apply that to your divine purpose, okay? You want to apply that passionate intuition. And it might not be an overburden in your readings. So maybe a very small select few of you feel overburdened, and you really want to relax. You know, this lady isn't carrying anything except for her own. Okay, so what I just heard from Spirit is that this lady, the reason she's kneeling down like that is because of all that she's had to do. You know, it's like these wands symbolize, they're not real wands. It's not work. It's actually, it's what you feel on your shoulder. It's an emotional burden or something like that. But what I also see, guys, is that there's a completion going on with your divine purpose. This lady is she's almost kneeling down like I made it. It's like that rainbow was a finish line. And you know how after a race, you're just exhausted, and you just kind of, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So this year has been a race, not a race. It's not like you're fighting or competing with anybody, but it's been an obstacle. Okay, so I'm seeing an obstacle course. There we go. Instead of a race. And she's finished something, because here we go. The Ten of Wands. This is a passionate completion. So I hope you guys are feeling good. There's something completing around the 14th or the 15th or the 16th or the 17th, because that's the week that we're in. So I'm seeing this more so as a completion that's happening. And perhaps there's a burden releasing from you, and perhaps it has something to do with your divine purpose. And you know, it's coming up right after this new love, or right after this emotional healing. You really want to send love to Cancer because of everything that they're going through right now. And it could even be your divine purpose to be carrying these burdens. But it looks to me as if shortly after that you decide to walk away from it, Cancer, because we have the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is talking about walking away from a materialistic world. We see that there's the cups here. So we are the cups. This is a water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And this man, and there's a full moon in that corner, right? Very, very interesting. So this could be even tapping into the full moon that happens for you next month, or it could be tapping into the subconscious. I'm feeling more so that this is the 12th house moon that you went through. It's very interesting. You're walking away from something here. You're walking away from the burdens. There is a completion that it's in your divine purpose to walk away from something. Now these cards are making more sense. Now the divine purpose and the Ten of Wands, you walk away from a burden. You walk away from some type of love offer or some type of relationship. You walk away from some type of unwanted emotion. You are releasing a lot of emotion this month, Cancer. And it's going to be a lot of emotion that you've held in from years ago, or from maybe January of 2017. So for the last 12 months, there were several different times in your life where you had to keep your emotions inside. And those are the emotions that you're going to be walking away from. And they're symbolized here by this cup. So that full moon in your 12th house, it really did make you aware of some emotional attachments. And it could be emotional attachments that other people have on you, or it could be you and the attachment emotionally that you have for them. But either way, it's being left here. This man doesn't see any value in it anymore. He's off to the mountains now. He's going to seek a spiritual journey. So maybe that 12th house moon, it really did show Cancer a spiritual journey. And it showed Cancer that there's more out there than what you've been dealing with. These people that you're holding on to, people, places, and things. This could be a job that is emotionally draining you. This could be a job or a relationship or something. Something in your life is making you feel like this, and you want to trust your intuition to tell you what this means. But either way, you're walking away from something this week. You're walking away from something around the middle of December. You're walking away from it because there's a more important spiritual journey that you're going on. You care more about your inner emotions. This is a completion. So the completion here is showing up in the next card as this full moon. Completions and new beginnings in emotions. Completions and new beginnings in a spiritual journey. So you really are going on a spiritual quest. And it's a spiritual quest that you're not going to find in cars. You're not going to find it in your home or at work. You're not going to find it in the materialistic things in life. You're going to find it by seeking spiritual wisdom, okay? And there's that beautiful full moon lighting your way. So your inner emotions really are lighting your way. There are emotional obstacles up ahead, and this full moon is going to guide you. The moon is you, Cancer. So you're guiding yourself. Let your inner emotions guide you. And it's interesting that I asked you to listen to your inner intuition, because we have another lady here that is in purple, and this is the you already know. So you already know what you need to walk away from, Cancer. You already know. This is a beautiful psychic card to come up. You already know what's burdening you. You already know what's completed. And so there's certain things that are just over in your lifetime, and it's about releasing and letting those things go. And we're all dealing with that, Cancer. There's certain people, certain places and things that I'm just not a part of anymore. And what's helped me is to just realize that, it's not in my divine purpose. And that's so amazing that I say that, because you're holding on to certain things that are keeping you from your divine purpose. That's what these cards mean. I couldn't really figure it out before, but you're holding on to certain things that, it's this job or this person, this relationship, this whatever it is, it's overburdening you. And this is why you didn't have emotions. It's because you had too much to deal with. There was too much on your mind. And your divine purpose is coming here to remind you that there's way more than just this. There's way more to life than what you've been doing and what you've been carrying. So release that burden, Cancer. And I see that you do, because you already know. You already know that you had to release that burden, right? You already know it. You already know the journey that you're going on. You already know this spiritual awakening that you're going on, right? So that is a very beautiful message there. I do have to turn my light on, Cancer. Turn on the light for Cancer, because it's getting a little dark here, and there's a glare on the window. Ooh, I don't know why I was trying to jump to the end of your reading. We're not quite there yet. So far, Cancer, I'm seeing a lot of emotion here. I'm seeing you transforming from a person who's go, 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 carrying all this burden. You're really ready to release a burden this month. You're ready to release any attachments this month, and you're ready to do it with fire and passion. And you are ready to transform vulnerably, and you're following your intuition. You're the King of Cups. You're the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of love here and healing. And I see also, I'm seeing kind of as an intuitive observation, this Ten of Wands here, you're actually woke up to your divine purpose. For some of you, it is a burden. And for some of you, this is you waking up and carrying that burden out. So this is some of you actually ending a relationship, or actually quitting a job, or actually changing your behavior in a way where you're not the emotional victim anymore. Because right after that, we have you already know, and we have you walking away. There's water in both these pictures. They're both turning their back on something and walking alongside water. So you're walking alongside your emotions. Your back is turned to certain completions, and you're ready to look at your new future. So that's beautiful. That is beautiful. These cards are pretty similar. You know, they're very, I don't know. They both have kind of a nighttime thing. So for me, that means intuition, and it means the moon. Okay, these things, it's very, very interesting here to see these people kind of doing the same thing. And this could be a separation. I see feminine moving this way and a masculine moving that way. So there could be a relationship where you guys decide to go to your own separate ways this month because of a spiritual purpose or something like that. Now, heading into the last week of December, we have the King of Swords. So now that we've went through all this emotional healing, now that we've released burdens, the King of Cups has now become so emotionally clear. He's become so emotionally, mentally clear, and has so much emotional integrity that he is now the King of Swords. So we have a transformation happening here, where at the beginning of the month there was an overburden of emotion and not enough clarity. Sometimes when we're over emotional, we don't have enough clarity. But I see you at the end of the month, really, you have really transformed. Do you see those butterflies behind the King's throne? Well, that's symbolizes a transformation. The caterpillar has died. That really emotional caterpillar has transformed into a really, and you know, it's interesting that butterflies fly in the air, and this is an air energy, okay? So you're very mentally clear here. There's some type of mental clarity that comes at the end of this month. So if you're someone out there who needs some type of mental clarity towards something, it's coming at the end of the month. I see you standing very mentally clear. This is mental clarity. And that's why there's clouds behind him. And he has this sword, okay? So where you had a cup of emotion before, now you have a sword to cut out anybody in your life. You still have the cup. You're still the King of Cups. You're still the Queen of Cups. Now let's be careful here at the end of December not to go back to what started this in the first place, right? As water signs, we really want to be careful not becoming hard. We don't want to harden ourselves, because the King of Swords, you can be a little bit emotionally cold, you know? So just be a little careful, Cancer. You have this sword here to decide who you should cut out and who you shouldn't. And we've had a lot of experiences. Our intuition has been really working with us this month and in the whole 2017, letting us know who should be in our life and who shouldn't. And you already know, Cancer. You already know who you should walk away from, right? This card says you already know. You already know who you should walk away from. You already know what emotions you should leave behind. And that's why you're becoming the transformative King of Swords. Now, other than that, guys, and this is for females too, I do see a lot of masculine energy here though, but that's okay. It just means that the female Cancers, they're a little bit over, you know, being somebody's emotional slave and being somebody's psychic healing slave, you know. You woke up and you're ready to just give that to people who are deserving, and you have more discernment now. Now you know, us water signs, sometimes we don't like to cut people off because we know that when we really do, there's going to be an empty hole. I've had to cut certain people off this month. People that I've let come in and out of my life all 2017. But that was taking a toll on me. It hurt my feelings for these friends and for these people in my life to come in whenever they want to. You know, so I made the decision to really disconnect and block certain people from my life. And, you know, it's hard to do that. But the King of Swords doesn't consider emotions. He knows when there's somebody in his kingdom who is not worthy, right? So we have to cut these people out of our life. And you already know, Cancer, you know, when you finally make the decision to turn your back on, and it could be a water sign that you're turning your back on. I'm not sure. If not, it's just you're turning your back on your own emotions that don't serve you anymore. Emotions from a long time ago that you shouldn't be feeling anymore. And I know that's harsh. I hate when I'm told that as a water sign. Water is so fluid. Sometimes we can reopen wounds that that happened years ago, and we can feel the emotions right now as if it was happening right now. But there's something here that isn't happening anymore. It's already completed. It's over with. And, you know, it's your divine purpose to let this burden go. If some of you, it could be a fire sign. Okay, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. I'm not sure. But there's something here with that. And anyways, I'm liking this King of Swords. I'm liking that you're grounded and that you're mentally clear, because people don't like water signs to get this way. They hate when we get this way because we finally wake up. Now, when you're under the water, you can't see that well, right? Things become a little bit blurry and things become a little bit hidden under the surface. Well, the King of Swords isn't a water sign. This is an air sign. So for some of you, this could be communication as well. This is a communication energy. This is clear communication. So whereas before there could have been some emotional arguments, especially if you didn't have an outlet for it, Cancer. So now this is clear communication. You want to be communicating with people that make you feel like this. You don't want any mind games. The King of Swords does not play mind games. He will cut your ass off because you said the wrong word. If you come to him and he feels a certain thing about you, he'll just cut you off. He does not care, you know? So in your reading, Cancer, you have emotional clarity at the end of your reading. You've transformed emotionally, and now you're aware. Now you're mentally clear about the emotions you felt in the beginning of this reading. And part of that is the cup transforming into a sword. So you might be emotionally cutting some people off. There might be some emotional communication going on too. But if there is, just make sure you're communicating like the King of Cups. Make sure you're communicating like the King of Swords, so that emotions are clear and thoughts are clear. And there's no manipulation going on. You know, there could be some manipulation going on, and I don't want that for you, Cancer. But it looks like you've dropped that burden, and it looks like you've walked away from any of that. And now you're just ready to have a cut and clear life, and I'm proud of you. Now, it is telling me that you are safe in this energy as well. So you are safe. Now, for some of you, this could be an Aquarius or a Gemini or a Libra energy that you're safe with. But I'm thinking for more of you that this white horse here is a symbol for your communication, for these conversations, okay? And you are safe. You are safe to communicate. You're safe in this energy. And it's interesting that we have two, okay, you see this row here? Well, we have the Knight of Wands up here, which is a horse charging. And then we have the you are safe. So at the end of this, and I think you're always safe, Cancer, but Spirit is really showing me that you're really safe in this kind of energy. You are really safe. You're safe in this mentally clear spot. For whatever this may mean, this is going to mean different things for you, but you're safe to take flight. Okay? You're safe. This is pure. Okay? I see a white horse here, and the horse has wings. It's like Pegasus. This is like a unicorn, though. If you take notice, this isn't a horse. This is a unicorn. And I'm seeing that you're safe to communicate around the end of the month. So there could have been something in the beginning of the month where there was so much emotion subconsciously that you weren't very mentally clear. And sometimes it's not best to make any moves when you're not mentally clear. But there's kind of a green light at the end of this month with the King of Swords. Now that's going to be a different message for all of you, but I'm really feeling some good energy here. You are safe in your transformations. You're safe now. Whereas before, you know, you had all these emotions. I think maybe you were even in a little bit of a place of fear before. So I pray that you realize around this time, this is more so the 20th, the 23rd, 4th, 5th, the end of the month. Okay, this is like the 25th on. This could be when Saturn moves out of your 7th house. I mean, when Saturn moves into your 7th house. This could be when Saturn moves into Capricorn. That I feel like Saturn moving into Capricorn is going to give us a lot of emotional clarity. I love that this Ace of Cups is pouring down onto the King of Swords in a way that his emotions are still a part of the reading. Now, this is really interesting here. We have the Mother Mary coming up. Now, in this month, I'm really seeing this card as interesting. Some of you may celebrate Christmas, and if you know the story of the birth of baby Jesus, Mother Mary was his mother. So it's interesting at the end of the month, and I believe, wow, in the same position, Taurus, I'm pretty sure Taurus got the same card in their reading. So I don't know if that relates to any of you, but the Mother Mary is here. She's the Queen of Angels, and she's nurturing. And she's here to tell you that you want to, and I love that this is coming up right after the King of Swords, because this is a reminder to still be that nurturing self. This is being nurturing and loving to your own self. This is being nurturing and loving to the people around you. And I love that this is coming up because you're safe to do that. You're safe to be the King of Swords, but also, you know, have a heart. So there's something here with emotions and mental clarity coming together, joining forces. That might be why I keep feeling the masculine and the feminine energy, because it's mental clarity of the masculine and it's the emotional clarity of the feminine. So there's something here, and this is the Queen of Angels. She's one of the most beautiful angels here to spread nurturing love throughout your reading. And you have the Sin Love and the Ace of Cups. So she's going to be here for you this month. Around the end of December, you may want to do some Mother Mary messages, Mother Mary meditations, where you just honor the Mother Mary and you just honor her purity, you know. She's very pure, and she's very, very humble and kind, and she's a nurturer. The word nurturing keeps coming up. So she's going to be here to nurture you after you've released a lot of those heavy burdens, okay? She's here to heal you and be that divine mother that we all need. And if that's not something that you're dealing with, you're going to become the Mother Mary for someone else. So this is either you being that divine nurturer or a divine nurturer coming into your life. So whatever way that applies, it is coming up at the end of your reading. Now we have a very powerful card that is coming out with the Mother Mary. So this is like a second chance in order to be someone who's a nurturer. Okay, this is like a second chance to get in touch with those beautiful soft emotions that you may have lost touch with in the beginning of the reading, beginning of the month, Cancer. Now, the Judgment card is a lot more than just a second chance. But for some of you, this is something coming around for the second time. Okay, maybe some of the things that you've let go, or maybe something. But if it really wasn't supposed to be in your life, the divine is not going to bring it back. So be on the lookout for when Mercury goes back direct. A lot of times when Mercury goes back direct, things that went on pause when it went retrograde come back into play. So the angels, Mother Mary, there's angels here. The Mother Mary and Archangel, I believe Raphael, is playing a trumpet. And I always hear the sound of a trumpet when I see the Judgment card, because the angel, he's playing that card. This is a Pluto card, okay? So it's interesting that I talked to you about Pluto in the beginning of your reading, because this is a Pluto card. This is someone being called from their grave. So you may have been in an emotional sleep, Cancer. You could have been sleeping in a certain way, because these people are literally being called from their grave by the trumpet of truth, and they're being awakened again. They have a second chance at life. There's a second chance for a certain dream or a certain unfinished business. So these people are literally they're rising from their grave and honoring this angel for waking them up. So this is a wake-up call, Cancer. There's some type of mental wake-up call that comes at the end of the month. That's a very powerful message right there with the Mother Mary. So for some of you, it may be a wake-up call of nurturing. Like it might be like, like, hello, Cancer, wake up. Like you really need to nurture these parts of you. You know, it's like completing the whole reading here. Everything that you learned throughout the month about emotions, it's really completing that, and you're going to get an angel visit. Okay, there's something here about waking up to that nurturing side of yourself again, and it comes right after the King of Swords. So there might be a few days this month where you say, fuck it, you know, I'm about to be the King of Swords up in this hole. Like I'm about to just be safe. And okay, I just received a different message from this. A lot of you are going to retreat into a safe spot. Like, you know what, my emotions didn't do me well. My emotions, that, you know, I released them and I walked away from them. So I really just want, maybe for some of you, when you leave emotionally like this, it may be a certain decision. Maybe your emotions were burdening you and you're like, I don't want to feel this much anymore. And I'm kind of with you, Cancer. I feel that way too. So you're like, you know, I need to really become the King of Swords. This is the South Node in Aquarius as well. So you could be learning to release certain things. You could be learning to become more of a mental character instead of feeling. You want to think about it. You want to logically. So you may be safe in logic is what I'm trying to say. A lot of you are going to retreat to a safe spot. Like, I'm safe. I feel safe when I'm more of an air character. So I want to keep in touch with the air energy. Some of you may have air energy. So I'm seeing that a little bit too, is that you're safe in the King of Swords energy for a couple days, and for some of you this may be a transition, a transformation that you stay in. But it looks like you're well. Like, if the universe thinks, oh no, like that Cancer needs to be nurturing, that Cancer can't let go of their emotions, they need to listen to their intuition, they need to wake up emotionally again. Well, there's some type of wake up here. There's some type of calling, and it comes right underneath your divine purpose. So when you release certain burdens, it makes your divine purpose clear. And then later on in that month, in a reflection of that, the Mother Mary, there's nurturing returned to you, and you have a second chance at something. There's some type of second chance at life, okay? And I believe a lot of water signs are getting that this month. So, the end of your reading here, Cancer, and then we're going to look at the underlying energies. We end the reading with self-care. Now, this could be some type of wake-up call when it comes to self-care. I believe a lot of the month, a lot of this year was spent with you taking care of other people. You putting people before yourself. And I know I'm the same way, and I always hate it, Cancer. Like, I like it at the time. At the time, it feels really good that I'm giving to this person, and I feel like I'm being an emotional hero. But then later on, when I go back home and I'm in my solitude, I remember that I just got manipulated. Like, now I'm tired and sick, and now I'm hurt, and now I don't have those emotions. So this is you replenishing yourself emotionally. Do you see how that angel is just kneeling? So I see this as a pond of emotion, and you're just literally drinking from your own emotion again. You're like reviving yourself, like, I need these emotions back. I'm a Cancer, I'm a cardinal emotional water sign. So this is you embracing those emotions, and it's also just self-care. It might not be, I'm just seeing the water here, and by your whole reading, it's about emotions and spirituality and your subconscious. So you really want to make sure you're taking care of your lifestyle. Make sure that you're eating well and that you're exercising well regularly, and whatever it is, if you've been having certain pain or aches or pains or anything like that, you want to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Drinking water. Okay, this is drinking water. That's just what I'm going to say right there. As a water sign, I don't drink nearly as much water as I should. So Cancer, have a glass of water every day when you wake up. We're supposed to drink a gallon of water a day. And this is someone who went a long time, and make sure you think of this metaphorically as well. This is someone who went a long time without drinking water. So make sure that you replenish yourself emotionally. Make sure that you're emotionally hydrated. Sometimes water signs, we can emotionally dehydrate ourselves, and when we do that, we try to become the King of Swords, we try to become this King of Pentacles, we focus on our finances a little too much, or we focus on our mental clarity, and we lose touch with our emotion, and that is not healthy for us. So that's why self-care is coming up. And there's going to be something that at the end of the month that becomes aware to you, because the sun is all about awareness, and the sun, this could be the sun entering Capricorn. This comes right after the Pluto card, okay? So I feel like the end of this month is really being shown here with the sun moving into Capricorn, but it's coming out with self-awareness, or self-awareness, okay? So this means self-awareness. It's the awareness of your self-care. It's the awareness of how good or how bad that you've taken care of yourself this month, this year, your whole life, okay? You're going to be doing some reflection on that, and I do believe a lot is going to come to fruition. The light is going to shine. The sun is going to shine on you, and you're going to become self-aware, and I love seeing that at the end of the month for you, because that means you're going to be walking into 2018 with the right amount of self-awareness towards how much you care about yourself. So, you really want to ask yourself if you love yourself and if you care about yourself, right? You care so much about others and you love others so much, but you deserve that same love in return, Cancer. Now, other than that, there's a message here about abundance. So this self-care, you're going to probably really start getting abundant, really taking care of yourself, Cancer. Whether that's just doing a few things for yourself, or doing something that you've been wanting to do all year for yourself, whether that's getting rid of a toxic relationship or a toxic situation in your life. I see that there's positivity coming for you at the end of the month, and it comes to you after you make the decision to take care of yourself. First, this happens. So for some of you, this is drinking more water. For some of you, this is eating better. For some of you, this is getting rid of a toxic relationship, like I said. But when you do this, whatever this card means for you, whatever the angels are showing me, when you get back in touch with your emotions, you're going to be more aware. Cancer, I try to do that too. I try to play that game where I feel like since I'm a water sign, I can separate from my emotions. And you know what? It's usually other people in my life that make me feel like I have to do that. It's usually exterior factors that make me feel like I'm wrong. Jobs, we live in a world that isn't, we live in an emotionally lacking world. We live in a realm that lacks emotional empathy for others. We're living a very logical, harsh reality. And so that's why water signs are really important to this planet, because we are empathy, we are water, we are feelings, we are psychic, we are spiritual. Okay, so this might be you at the end of the month really coming to terms with, the more emotional I am, the more aware I am. I'm not some emotional piece of shit. I'm not some crybaby like everybody calls Cancer and I get pissed off. Cancer is not a crybaby. They are emotionally intelligent. We water signs actually enjoy crying. So if you're a masculine sign and you have trouble crying, just know that you're taking away from yourself. You're actually spreading negative energy to yourself, to not give yourself the permission to cry about things. You let someone call you a crybaby or let someone call you over emotional, and if you think that's a bad thing, then you're not aware. You're not aware of your emotions. So there's also something here about awareness of emotion, the true meaning of emotion. Like, wow, when I cry, I'm not a crybaby. I'm actually releasing a great deal of pent-up pressure. You don't want to be one of those people that are cold or that don't express their emotions well enough, okay? There needs to be some type of balance. You need to balance yourself. You need to nurture yourself. And there's some mental clarity here, and there's also some awareness of emotion. And I think that that's the second chance that you get. The second chance to not only just be the King of Swords or just be the King of Cups, but you can be some type of mixture of the two, right? That's amazing. That's really amazing. And it's coming underneath, it's coming underneath the row of King of Cups, physical outlet. You already know what you need to walk away from with the Eight of Cups, and then you get your awareness. So before we head into the bottom of the deck, I'm just going to look here and see if there's any last minute messages. You have a heavy divine purpose, Cancer. I know I didn't see that before, but the Ten of Wands here in the middle, it's just so that it's just coming up to show me that the divine purpose of Cancer, that you have a lot of responsibility in this life. And it could be emotional responsibility or physical responsibility, but your divine purpose is a very heavy one. And what I mean by that is that you have a very, very important prophecy to fulfill in this lifetime. That's why the Ten of Wands are there. Like, you're trying to do your best, keep your head above water, and do the work of many. This guy is doing the work of many. So Cancer does the work of many all the time by healing people and by being there emotionally for people, and by being that cardinal water sign that you are. Make sure, a very important thing this month is that you're walking away from certain emotions that no longer serve you, so that you can gain a physical outlet for the emotions that you do have. So just go inside yourself, Cancer, and ask yourself, what emotions belong to me and what emotions were projected onto me by other people? Because people like to do that to water signs. And that's why I'm glad I see you walking away here, Cancer, because you have the moon here full and you have the sun. So that's like an eclipse happening for you. There is an eclipse happening next month. So there's some sun and moon, there's some opposition happening here. And the sun and the moon to me means emotional awareness. So I think that you're even becoming even more emotionally aware. And I think that that's going to send love to yourself. I think that for a small time at the last week of December, maybe around the 27th, something like that, you are going to be safe in a place of just mental clarity. So you want to take just a little bit of time this month to maybe detach from your emotions. I know that's a kind of a contradicting message, but I'm seeing that in your reading here, that there does need to be a little bit of time here where you're more of an air character, but immediately after that you're called to judgment. Okay, so just be careful what you do with that time period. You want to trust the physical outlets you have. You want to trust what it is that you already know, Cancer, especially on an intuitive, deep inner knowing. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. You want to trust your divine purpose, even if it feels like a burden, even if it feels heavy. You will release those burdens, and you will surrender and let lighten the load. And I love the Sun card is here. Okay, so there's some awareness here. There's awareness. There's a certain awareness of a second chance. There could be some type of Leo returning into your life as well, because the Sun card is the Leo, and that comes right after a second chance. So you may nurture a second chance with a Leo, some of you, or you may take care of yourself instead of, you know, taking care of that Leo. There might be a brick wall between you and a Leo, but for most of you, I just see this as the Sun, and I love this card. So there's some healing here as well, Cancer. And I think you're going to wake up to a side of you that's very nurturing. And instead of offering that nurturing energy to someone else for the first time in your life, you're just going to offer it to yourself. All you need is yourself, and you already know that. So let's take a look here at the end of the deck. So for the angel deck, we have ask for a sign, and we have dreams. Okay, so this month, you could really, and as a Pisces, I really recommend this. Ask for a sign in your dream. Before you sleep, say, angels, universe, God, whatever it is you believe in, say, will you show me something in my dream tonight? I really want to receive a message in my dream. So if there's a certain person or a job, if there's anything that you're not clear about, because clarity is something that comes at the end of the month for you. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that that means this whole month is kind of spent on trying to gain clarity about stuff, on emotions, on love, your divine purpose. Like, the fact that clarity comes up at the end of the month, it means that that's something you were seeking the whole time, okay? And you're going to walk away from certain things because of that. So, you know, I'm thinking that since you had a 12th house moon, and since you're a Cancer and you're ruled by the moon, you can really seek this clarity on a subconscious level as well. It doesn't have to be physical awareness. Physical awareness comes at the end of the month. Physical awareness. But until then, Cancer, you could really go inward and seek some subconscious clarity. Or you could seek an emotional inner clarity. There we go. Inner clarity. So all of these messages you could release and you can relax by asking for a sign in your dream. You know, we have asked for a sign here, and then we have these butterflies again. And you're releasing those butterflies out into the universe. So you're releasing certain transformations as well. I think there's certain transformations being shown in your dream. Just last night I had a dream about me losing my teeth. Now for some of you that's very silly, but you know what that means? It means that I'm stressed out and that I have a fear of losing something. So what I'm going to mention to you is that if any of you have any dreams that you'd like to talk to me about, that is a service that I offer. I do offer dream interpretation, and I love interpreting dreams. So you can always hit me up for that if you have any dreams that you'd like to talk to me about that you're not really sure the meaning of. Because every dream is a subconscious message. This is how the universe, this is how our subconscious sends messages to us. And it's going to be symbolic. It's going to be a metaphor. But I love things like that. So, you know, you really want to ask for a sign in your dream this month. And you want to trust your dreams and trust the signs that you get subconsciously. Your dreams are a physical outlet for you emotionally. And I think your dreams are going to offer new beginnings of emotion. It also has to do with your divine purpose. And there's going to be certain things that you dream about that you already know the meaning of. But if you don't, hit me up. And you're also safe in this dreamlike state. You know, dreams are very nurturing. You may get some type of wake-up call in your dream. And this could manifest as, you know, you really want to listen to your dream, even if it's about someone chasing you and killing you. But, you know, you just met this person and you love them, but you have a dream about them chasing you with a knife. Well, that person might be aggressive, and it might be your dream trying to tell you that. So that's just an example, okay? You may get some type of wake-up call that comes in the form of a dream. Some of you really may see an angel with a trumpet, and that could be a wake-up call. But I think this wake-up call is going to come in a more nurturing, intuitive way, which is, hello, signs in your dreams. So angels are going to really be reaching out to Cancer. And I believe these dreams and these signs are really going to show you some emotional awareness. Now, we do have some earth energy beneath your deck. This is the Taurus card. I'm not sure if some Cancers are dealing with the Taurus, but this is the Hierophant. This is traditional. So you do want to get back to tradition. So there's an underlying energy
And what this tells me is that all these energies on the table here it's traditional. It's traditional for Cancer. So, you know, the world, the weight of the world, and all these deep emotions and these burdens and spiritual journeys, mental clarity, judgment from the angels, and awareness, this is all tradition for you. This is all traditional for Cancer. You're used to it. You're used to the passion. You're used to the world. You're used to these emotions. You're used to it. There may be some type of traditional relationship coming your way or traditional love. There's something here about traditionality. And also, this is a grounded energy, okay? And this is an advice. Taurus, the Hierophant, is a very advice giving person. So there may be some people that visit you this month. See these two men down here? Well, they're looking up to this Hierophant. So I think this is a symbol that people are looking up to you as a grounded figure. So even if you don't feel grounded, or if you don't really see yourself as a grounded person, that is an underlying energy for you. So you also want to relate and remember this traditional energy. So you want to apply the traditional grounding. Make sure that with all this emotional outlet and all these burdens, that you're remembering to stay grounded like a Taurus, and that you're remembering to nurture yourself and love yourself, because Taurus is also a sign that's nurturing, and it's ruled by Venus. So you want to make sure you're sending grounded love to yourself, and just know that there is a grounded energy that is kind of, you know, relating to all these energies. That's the Hierophant. And, you know, there's advice that you could seek too by everything that you're. So okay, here we go. This is a teacher card. This is a like a kind of a teaching. I don't know the right word for it, but Taurus, this is the Hierophant is a teacher. You see how he's kind of teaching and preaching? It's kind of a religious card as well. So I'm thinking that you're going to learn a lot this month. That's why the Taurus card is underneath for you. That you're going to learn a lot from trusting your world. You're trusting your inner world. You're going to learn a lot from these physical, emotional outlets. You're going to learn a lot from new love and from healing. You can learn a lot from your divine purpose and the burdens you carry in life. You can learn a lot from the journeys you go on spiritually and what you let go of emotionally. You can learn a lot from mental clarity and feeling safe inside your own mind. That's another message here. You are safe inside your, excuse me, you're safe inside your mind. See that there? You are safe. And then there's the King of Swords. Okay, so you are safe to take flight mentally, Cancer. And then you're, you know, these second chances and this judgment and this wake-up call, you know, it's also something that's going to teach you. You have such an opportunity to learn this month, Cancer, and that's what this card means. And you can learn a lot from your awareness. Now, one other thing is that, you know, it may benefit you to be a little bit more stubborn this month, because there's going to be people that disagree with you letting go, and jobs that don't want you to go, and relationships. Don't let people manipulate you. Be this grounded, stubborn character. Like, you need to care about your own foundation and your own stability first. Okay, Cancer? And there's some type of balance that needs to go on with that. And this is coming in quick, because I see the Eight of Wands here. So, that was your message, Cancer. Thank you guys if you actually watch this whole video, because it's going to be quite a long reading this month, all right? Whew. So I really hope that you could relate to that. Make sure that you leave me your comments below. I love comments. Cancer, you need to share this with your friends if you know a Cancer, because I don't have very many Cancer viewers, and I really like Cancer energy. So I would love to gain a little bit more viewers with the Cancer energies. And other than that, I appreciate the ones that do watch my videos and the ones that do give me feedback and let me know if this reading, if my readings ever relate to them and things like that. It means a great deal. So other than that, guys, it looks like there's a lot of change. Like I mentioned, it's a mutable season, you know, and we do have a cardinal season coming up. It's the opposite of you, Capricorn. So I do think this is a time to learn. And we are going to be learning a lot from earth energy. A lot, that's that grounded energy, Capricorn. So put your learning cap on, especially after you accomplish all these energies, and I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to head into the new year, and there's going to be all of these lessons that we learned, everything, everywhere that we grew. It's really going to be worth it. Okay? So follow that intuition, Cancer, and I will talk to you in January. Bye.